Hi, this is Ralph, and in this video, I want to do a little extra credit activity. So I'm not going to actively promote what we're about to do here, but one of your students was commenting on his assignment, and he's in a situation a lot of us are in, a lot of you might be in, where he's got a link to 195, he's got a link to 197, but he's not in the 197 class, even though I still said, hey, put that link on there. So that got me thinking, can we rig it up so that we automatically have a link with a no symbol, the circle with a slash through it, right over the link that is not there, or not functioning at least. So I want you to do this with me if you want a few points of extra credit, say 5 points. Now I haven't done this yet myself, but I have an idea for what I think we need to do. And you're going to follow along with me. That's why this is only worth a few points, 5 points. I keep saying a few, but it's 5 points. Yeah, so just follow along with me here. So this is the page that I want to modify. Now on my Visual Studio Code, I've got that page open. Actually, I've got 3 different index pages open. And you can see in my tabs here, index.html // that's my root one, then I've got one for CIS195, and then I've got another index for CIS197. So 3 different index files I need to keep my eye on. And this is where I want that slash to appear. Now, I'm going to put the slash on one of my links, but then I want to show you how easy it is to get rid of. So basically, I'll pretend it's this one, and I'm going to put in a class. I'm going to make up a class to this, and this is going to be invalid, or I'll write this. How about class equals no link? There we go. No link. That'll be the class. And I want to style any hyperlink that has the no link class. Now to do that, I'm going to be working in my style section, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a shade here. I'm going to hide that Explorer bar. And I'm going to go ahead and click my Go Live button in the lower right corner. I want to make sure this is displayed. I'll do that. And I'll do that. Great. And I'll hide this so that's out of the way. Okay. So I want to see a slash up here, but I need to have that symbol. So you can go to this website, feathericons.com. There's different places you can get icons, but let's go to feathericons.com and search for a no, and there it is. There's the slash. But before we grab it, let's style it. Let's make it a little bit bigger. How about let's do 48 pixels, stroke width of 3. Yeah. And for the color, I'm going to write in orange red. I like that one. So once I've got it sized and the thickness, the line thickness, that's the stroke, by the way, and the basic color, you can put hex codes in there too, by the way. That all works. But I think this will be good. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and that's going to go to my downloads folder. I'm going to go to my downloads folder, which never works as good as it used to. Who knows? There's my little slash SVG. It's an SVG image, a scalable vector graphic. I'm going to select it, Control X to cut. Go to my portable drive, go to my working folder, and I'm going to put it in my images folder in my working folder. This is where I'm going to put things that I might use in multiple classes. So I'm going to have my little slash SVG. I've got a bunch of other icons I did the other day, and I got some pictures of me on there and some just generic other pictures. But these are things I might use in different subfolders, 195, 197, and whatnot. But then I got that slash SVG. Great. So I've got that image, and it's in my images folder within my working folder. All right, make a mental note of that. Now the link in question, the link that I'm experimenting with, let's go back to it here. Is it this one? It is this one. Great. So there's the page I'm experimenting with, and I've put class equals no link in my hyperlink, my anchor tag for the CIS195 hyperlink. All right, so now it's all going to be with the styling. So this needs to be in our style section. And I'll do a comment. Styling the slash symbol. Not Slash the guitarist from Guns N' Roses, but, and let's see, dot no link. Okay, this is how I refer to that no link. And just by having the class on there, and then I can write dot no link, and then I can say stuff like background color red. And ooh, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. How come that didn't do that? No dot no link. I thought it would have worked. Let's make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Class no link. That all looks good. And this should be for my 197. Okay. Now, if something like that doesn't seem to... I wonder if I've probably got a conflict with something else, although I thought this would have won. I'm going to show you something here, but I don't... Important? There we go. Okay. I don't want you to use this. Or if you do, very, very seldom. But I guess it gives me an opportunity to talk to you about it. I might show this to my 197 students too. They may end up using this exclamation important a little bit more often for their WordPress sites. But this is a way where in your CSS, if you have a conflict from one part to another part, and you really want this to be the thing that happens, you put exclamation important before the semicolon. And that makes sure that this thing overrides what's going on. Now, I don't like to do this that often, and I certainly don't like to do it on a web page that has very few styles. It usually means I need to write something a little bit better. But at a glance, I'm not sure what I need here, but I do want this to work. So just a little trick there. That's not really what I want it to do. However, I could say, you know what, maybe for this one, for the no link, I'm going to make it like gray. I'll do something like 444. It's like a dark gray. Yeah. I'll do a background color like that. And my foreground color, I'll change it to hashtag CCC. I don't know. It's like a lighter gray. See, it's not changing my text color. Oh, because I don't have important on there. Ah, crap. Important? There we go. Okay, I'm going to do that. I don't know if it's the best habit, but it's okay. As long as we know why we're doing this. We're doing this to make sure that these styles work. Now, remember, this is just for class equals no link. If this hyperlink right here doesn't have class no link, it'll go back to the way it's supposed to be. So, class equals no link. Okay. That's part of it. Cool. So I got a little visual change going on there. That's fine. But now I want that image to show up. And I don't know. How am I going to do that image? Here's how I'm going to do the image. Okay. I think this is what I'm doing. Position relative. That's not going to do anything obvious. You're not going to see anything there. But go with me on this right here. Dot no link, colon, after. What I'm doing here, by the way, is called a pseudo element. It's an element that doesn't exist. Okay, I think I'm doing it right though. And I'm going to do, what am I going to do? Content. I'm going to do empty set of quotes, I think. And I'm going to do display block, I think. I don't know if I have to do all this, but we're going to find out. Yeah, since I didn't do this before I turned on the recorder, I'm kind of guessing as I go. And I'm going to do width 50 pixels, aspect ratio 1. And then just so you can kind of see what the hell's going on, I'm going to do position absolute top 50%, left 50%, and I'm going to do transform, translate negative 50%, negative 50%, and I'm going to do border for 5 pixels solid red. There we go. All of that to make that little red box appear there. That's what I wanted to have happen though. Now, however, that little red box isn't going to be empty like it is now. It's going to have a background image. And I need to go URL parentheses dot dot slash images. Actually, I can do start with a slash. Slash images slash, and I just need my little, what is it called? Invalid or something? Oh, it's slash dot svg. There we go. You see it showing up in there? And I'm going to do background size cover, background repeat, no repeat. Actually, I'm going to do background size 100%. Okay. And then I'm going to say, I don't want that border anymore. And instead of the width of this being 50 pixels, I want the width of it to be 80%. Oh yeah, there you go. Now if I had the border back on there, you'd see that border. See now this box is like 80% of the width of the anchor tag. And since its aspect ratio is 1, it makes a square. And since the background image, the slash, the circle and the slash, that's 100% of the size of my square, it's all going to work. I think it's going to work great. So I don't need that border on there anymore. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to dial this back. What if it was just 70%? These two lines here, top 50%, left 50%, transform, translate, negative 50%, negative 50%, that was critical to get this horizontally and vertically centered over that hyperlink. I'll use this in the 195 class a little bit later on and give it more explanation. But that's what I'm going for. So, okay, great. What does that really mean? Well, check this out. Let's say we had another class on here, another hyperlink. Let's say I have a href equals hashtag CIS195. And this is going to be CIS195 break tag web dev 2. Well, now I've got 3 hyperlinks, but I'm not doing the web dev class right now. So what I'll do there, oh, you know what? I want to do my link the same way as this. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So what I could do is I just go to that 295 web dev 2 and I just put class equals no link. And so any web address or any hyperlink like this that has the no link, or I'm sorry, class no link, is going to get that treatment. However, I am teaching 197, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to remove the class no link from the 197 hyperlink. And it's going to go back the way it's supposed to be. And now just my 295 has that. Cool. That's what I'm going for there. What if I had another one, like JavaScript or something? I don't know. Let's see. A href equals slash CIS133JS slash CIS133JS break tag intro slash JavaScript. Oh, no, wait, I'm not teaching that class. So we just have to put class equals no link on there, and it's going to get the treatment. There we go. Now, it is a little bit bigger than the others just because of that text that I have in there, but I'm okay with that. In fact, I guess I could take the intro part out so then it's going to look a little more consistent in size to the others. There we go. So that's what I'm talking about, just with the little slash. Actually worked out a little bit easier. I know I did some wacky stuff here to get this to work, but let me just put this up here. And I'll pause here so you can kind of get a feel for that. And I want you to type it out. Type it out. Yeah. That's what we're going for. And I may not know to go look. If you do this, I may not know to go look and give you the points. So if you do this, just drop me an email and say, hey, Ralph, I've updated my my unnecessary hyperlinks on my homepage, and give me your web address. And I'll go check that out, and I'll tack your points on to a recent quiz or participation activity or something like that. So that's it, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye.